Seattle Grand Jury Resistors. The Seattle Grand Jury Resistors are a group of 4 anarchists who were imprisoned in 2012 for refusing to testify before a grand jury. The grand jury was investigating an incident during the May Day protests in Seattle in 2012, in which a courthouse was vandalized. None of the 4 were charged with any crime, however. They were held in prison for civil contempt of court in an attempt to force them to testify. The 4 were later released. Background: during the Seattle May Day rallies of May 1, 2012, a group of approximately 75 Black Bloc protesters broke away from the main group and vandalized a number of stores, as well as the William Kenzo Nakamura United States Courthouse. About 8 arrests were made that day, mostly for unrelated incidents. In late July, a number of houses in Portland, Olympia, and Seattle were raided by the FBI. Anarchist literature, black clothing, computers, and cell phones were seized. Dennison Williams, 33, and Lee Lynn Plant, 24, were subpoenaed to testify before a grand jury. Dennison Williams issued a statement on behalf of them both, stating that they would not answer any questions except for their name and address. Imprisonment and release. The Seattle Grand Jury originally issued subpoenas for Lee Lynn Plant and 2 others, Matthew Duran and Catherine Katie O. Olejnik, in July, when the FBI and the Joint Terrorist Task Force broke down the door to Plant's home with warrants seeking computers, phones, black clothing, and anarchist and anti-government literature. Plant from Portland, Oregon, was jailed on October 10, 2012 for civil contempt for failing to testify before a federal grand jury about the events of May 1, 2012. Plant was not charged with a crime. Plant was released 7 days later. Duran and Olejnik, who had also been jailed for a refusal to testify, were not released. The 3 were held at the Federal Detention Center, SeaTac, near Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. On February 28, 2013, Duran and Olejnik were released, having spent 5 months in prison. U.S. District Judge Richard A. Jones ordered the pair's release after determining that continued detention would be useless, as they had made it clear that they would not under any circumstances testify before the grand jury. The 4th and last grand jury resistor, Maddie Pfeiffer, was released on April 11, 2013, by order of Judge Jones. == References ==